Hello everyone and welcome to Plus Equal. In today's tutorial I'm going to show you Unity 6 viewport. If you are new to this engine, this video might just come in handy. Whenever we say viewport, we say exactly these that you are seeing on the screen. These different tabs that complete the image, like the hierarchy tab, the scene tab, inspector, project. These ones, at least for now, are the ones that are activated. And as such, this for now is also the workspace that you have, right? If you are a little familiar with game engines, you know that this will be the area where you will edit objects and edit your scene, right? You know that you have some tools right here, the perspective mode here, another tab here in the bottom, and the navigation here. You know what? For now, let's try to hide this right here. This one can also come here. This one can also come here. You can change the perspective, right? You can go up and down, right and left, to the bottom, and so on. So first things first, if you come here to the hierarchy, you can see that you can add objects to the scene. So Unity have, for example, a sample scene here that we have a main camera, which you can see here, a directional light, and a global volume. For now, if you don't understand this, it's fine. You can add a 3D object. Let's add a little cube to the scene, right? If I want to move right by pressing my my right mouse button, I can move around, panning around, but I see the cube there. If I want to get closer, I can press F to zoom in my new object. As I added a new object to the scene, you see a little icon here, right? And this means that the scene needs to be saved. If you go here to File, you can save or you can press Ctrl S. So if you save this, the little icon disappears. The little icon usually is called asterisk. Now, coming into this scene right here, we can use these tools to move around. For example, this is the Hand tool, this is the Move tool. I can change between these if I press Q, W, E, R, T, Y. These allow me to cycle through this using my QWERTY keyboard. Now, for example, this tool right here allows me to move my cube in certain axes, right? As you can see right here. If I want to change the rotation of the cube, I will use the Rotate tool. So I can simply rotate it across its own pivot. If I mess up like this and I want my cube to go back, I can just Ctrl Z, and it go back some positions or some changes that you have made. If I want to scale it, I can use the Scale tool. So if I want to just scale it up, it will be like this. You can see here the values increasing as well. So I either can Ctrl Z and it goes back to 4.8 something. Well, you can also press here. By the way, this is the inspector tab. This will be a very important tab in any project that you have because this contains the information about the objects. For example, this is the transform, scale, position Y. And if I change this to be 1 again, the cube is exactly the same as when it comes by default, right? If you open the game tab, you can, for example, push it back. This is something that I like to do right in the beginning, that, for example, I can move tabs around. I can grab the game tab and place it, for example, dock it right here or dock it here, or even leave it in a separate window, and then I can put and pull to other monitor, right? Now, for our purpose, I will leave it, for example, docked right down here. So you see that this is our game. Like if I press here play, you see a play, pause, and step. If I press play, this will compile some stuff. And right now, if this was actually some kind of game, this will be running right here, right? Right now, since we only have a cube, the cube is stopped right there. But this is our game view. If you want, you can put this, for example, full HD or free aspect, scale it up and down. Or if you want, you can come here to these 3 dots and maximize on your window, right? This is one of the best ways to test your game. So let me change this to my monitor quality, that is exactly this one right here, without scaling. I rather have borders in this case than have it scaled. Now, if I stop here the game, I should jump to my scene again. So that's why most people also can work like this, hide it, and then when you play, you go like this, or you go already maximizing your window for better gameplay purpose. So let's quit this and let's move on. We can dig deeper into everything as we move through other tutorials. For now, let's leave it as it is. So as I said, the inspector tab allows you to see every object that have different components usually, unless I like duplicate this cube, like I'm here, right click on the cube, duplicate. Of course that they are very similar to each other when it comes to the page, the inspector page, but you see that the position of one of them is already updated to be 4.27 and the other is on 0, right? For example, if you go to the game view now, you have the two cubes right here, so this is correct. Moving on, we have our project tab. This is where all the assets that we have in the project are allocated. This will mostly vary based on your organization skills and probably how deep is your project. So for example, these packages right here, we could hide them. The other stuff that is here are the most common setup, and then you can start adding your own stuff inside. For that, for example, we can just grab here and create a new folder, and let's call it scripts. We know that the scripts folder is empty right now, but then we could go and create a new script as well by coming, for example, mono-behavior script or scripting. But for example, we could also add a new scene, we could add animation, 2D stuff, and many other options, right? This is the project tab. Hiding a little bit behind the project tab, we have the console. So whenever you play the game, you can see some errors. Even compiling, you will see some errors. You will see the number of them appearing right here. Usually it's comments, warnings, errors. They will be displayed with different colors. Each single one of them have different reasons to exist. And one of the first tutorials that people usually do is creating the script that will send something to the console, usually the well-known hello world. Probably that will be our next tutorial as well. Now that you know a little more about the viewport of Unity 6, feel free to explore. You can't really mess it up. You can always change the layout here to the default, for example. If I move this around like this, swapping them out of place, I can always come to default. So don't worry about exploring this. Again, this is an empty project and we can always start a new one at this phase at least. So feel free to explore. I really recommend you actually to do so at your own pace, and I will see you in our next tutorial. Thank you a lot for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Stay cool.